Go ahead.
What is art? Does art impact the way people think? Or does the way people hold their morals affect art? The way people think and believe affects art and not the other way around. The way people think and believe affects art. As a class, we've been going through art history, and as we go through books like the annotated Mona Lisa that I have here right now, How Should We Then Live, and many other books, on art history, and go through the time periods, we can easily see that the morals and values that people held at the time greatly affected the art of the time. For example, as we go through the Middle Ages, it was known as the time and reign of religion. During this time, basically everything, every great painting, every known painting, and every portrait was about religion, church, God, Mary, or the disciples, or Jesus. It was or a religious battle of some sort. But as people change and time change, so does the art. Let's move on to the Renaissance. Now, let's move on to the Renaissance. All right. During the Renaissance, they changed the way they thought as well as the way they painted and sculpted. They changed the way they painted, and it categorized as lifelike art. The focus changed to people, and even sometimes too much person.
Thank you.
The same as we go through all these art, times change, and times again begin to change. As we move on to more modern art, we will skip all the way, we'll actually skip a lot of the way. We'll skip all the way down to abstract impressionism. All right. Now we look at the art in the late 1940s and 50s. Now, I don't know how the retarded beliefs of these guys had, but they definitely needed some mental help. I mean, look at some of these art paintings. It looks like a 5-year-old drew them, or slobbered on them. Now, let me read you one of the things that this done by a famous artist called Jackson Pollock. Jackson Pollock attaching the keys of grand pianos with an ice pick, Pollock shattering table glasses, then fingering shards to drip blood in designs on a tabletop, Pollock pounding a table so ferociously that a box of matches burst into flames. Burning with intensity, Pollock convinced a generation of artists that art comes within rather than without. His loutish behavior is legendary. He brawled in bars, urinated in potted plants, ripped doors off their hinges, and died drunk in a car crash at 44. Is that what we look up to? If you can see, as art changes, we see that it is greatly affected, going from religion to people to just nothing. We can see that art has not as much affected people as people's beliefs have affected art.